Okay, awesome. So thank you for coming and thank you for watching. I really just want to cover a little bit of what to expect. So we're starting and we're beginning ketamine therapy, ketamine treatment here at Higher Dimensions of Healing. So first and foremost, your safety is everything to us. So I'll explain what that means. We always have a prescriber on staff during your sessions. So they're going to be monitoring your blood pressure and your pulse ox before, during, and after before you leave. Also, we're constantly monitoring you on monitors. So we're watching incessantly. You'll meet one of our front office guys, and while you're in the rooms, he's staring at it, making sure even if you move a little too much, we're attending. Usually me. So I'm the little ketamine fairy. I'm gonna run in and assist you, whatever it is that you need. You're like, I need water, I need the bathroom, I need anything. Okay, I'm there for you. 2, dress comfortably. So the last thing I want you to be worried about is fidgeting with your clothing. You know, we all do that. Or if we're uncomfortable or something just isn't fitting right, we're like, rah, 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 rah. You are going to be sitting, and because of the dissociative effects of ketamine while you're in the peak experience, you're not getting up. That's my preference. Okay, I want you like staying still. So we're always going to use the bathroom prior to. Some people do it twice just in case. Having the urgency to urinate, like as after it's wearing off, totally normal. It can stimulate your kidneys, so that's why we want to limit your frequency of water beforehand, just because I don't want you getting up. The food thing, no big meals after about 12:30. Okay, so it can have a bit of a nausea effect for some people, and that can turn into vomiting, or just really a major discomfort with nausea. So we really want to limit that by food intake. Don't skip food though. Okay, so it's one of those like really kind of fragile, delicate dances of I want to eat enough earlier in the day that I'm not starving, but I don't want to eat so much that I'm full, and then I could have a little bit of an event there. Okay, so we're going to dress comfortable. We're going to limit food and water intake in the beginning. Next, everybody starts in a group setting. It sounds scarier than it is. So that's actually why I start you there. So I start you there for a little bit of exposure therapy. So first and foremost, this is a very internal process. So you're not really going to be worried about the people in the room like you think you might. They're definitely not going to be worried about you like you think they might. But in the group room, it's such a synergistic effect. And the benefits are really beyond. So in the group room, I'm doing your visual stimuli and I'm doing your music. So I have several playlists that I have cultivated and formulated just for you. You'll even hear my voice in them. So I'm also a hypnotist, and I record hypnosis for your sessions, also for outside of your sessions. But this is all about positive suggestions, layering the ketamine experience with other helpful, beneficial things to help you grow. Okay, so when we're in the group, again, you're just going to be comfortable. You're going to see other people there. I always like to tell them, they're going to make noise, you're going to make noise. They know you're there. You know they're there. Don't pay attention to them. If they're talking, they're not talking to you. Promise. I don't know who they're talking to, but I usually find out afterwards, but it's not you. If they need something, everybody gets a little button. You're going to wear it around your neck, or you can just keep it in your cup holder. You need anything at any time you hit that, I'm at your side, like I said. Either me or one of the medical staff. So we start there. Now, after your exposure to that, we can dial it in. So I have semi-private, where it's just 3 people to a room, and I have fully private. The fully private, you need to book a little bit differently, just because I only have one. But it is absolutely something we can do if that's what your desired preference is. I just really like everyone to get this experience because it's so unique to our clinic. You can't get it anywhere else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we start there. Next is when you're done, I call it the frog walk. You're going to have what we call a ketamine shuffle. I made this stuff up, okay? Making my own language and dictionary as we go. But you're not going to want to like stand up. You'll probably fall. Like it kind of can feel like moonwalking. So I like to say frog walk. If you've ever played any kind of sport, there's something called athletic stance. You know what athletic stance is? Mm-hmm. So you kind of like, your feet are shoulder distance apart and you're in like a little semi-squat. You know, so if you're in baseball, but you want to kind of do that because it lowers your center of gravity and it makes you less likely to sway or fall over. So you'll see me doing that a lot, like, okay, frog walker. And then I always like to challenge you to ribbit because it's just funny, right? So we're going to lower our center of gravity where we need to go. We do have walker, we do have assistance if you need it, and we're happy to give that to you. Sometimes I may even just come over and scoop up your arm and just be a little support by your side. Okay? So we covered food, we covered comfort, we covered group room, we covered other experiences. Now, as far as the actual experience, we're going to start you off really slow and really mild. So there's a bit of a learning curve with ketamine. It's not like any other psychedelic. Even if you have experience with psychedelics, this isn't that. So I usually like to say leave prior knowledge at the door, because what that can do is it can really kind of set you up for expectations, and then we're measuring experiences versus being present for them. Does that make sense? So like if you've taken psilocybin 100 times and you're expecting a psilocybin experience, it's not going to be that. So the whole time you're in it, you're like comparing. Just leave prior knowledge at the door. So ketamine works on your glutamate receptors in your brain, where other psychedelics work on your serotonin receptors in the brain. So it's apples and oranges. They don't even have the same chemical profile, and it does different things to the brain. Now, we're finding through a lot of research and science, not me personally, but the scientific world, how beneficial all of them can be for different diagnoses, right? But this specifically is really good for the stuff you're here for, right? But it's increasing your glutamate. It's helping your neuroactivity connect. It's increasing activity in the brain in all the best ways. And I've heard medical professionals refer to ketamine as the miracle molecule. It's helping not just you heal from depression, which is typically why you're here, but it helps with all these other things too. So the FDA just published something about ALS and neurological disorders and how ketamine's helping with those, along with your depression and your PTSD and your anxiety. So there's so much about this we still don't even know. I love documenting people's kind of like off the wall things, and I've heard them, right? So someone's like, my vision's getting better. Another person's like, I'm going through menopause and my hot flashes are gone. Like those aren't things that we're advertising for because they're not studied yet, but it's really interesting. So this can have some other positive side effects. So being curious about that, knowing that this is actually helping heal your brain. So that's something really important to notice. Your experience is important, but no matter what your experience is, you're still going to get the benefit neurological. So it's still working on you, even if you're like, man, that was kind of a want session, or like, oh my God, that was mind-blowing, or maybe that was even like not so awesome. Still helping your brain regenerate, reactivate, do all those awesome things. So what to expect after? For about 3 days, you're in high activity with your brain post-treatment. So some people get what they call a ketamine afterglow. So it's like within 12 hours or so later, you get a burst of energy. You're just kind of feeling really good. You don't have the effects of the acute ketamine anymore, but you definitely have the, I feel better. Not everybody gets it. Some people do, some people don't, and it may not even be every time, so don't count on that either. The next thing I would say about the experience is it's always different. Always different. So the expectation piece is really big. I feel like sometimes we create disappointment when we try to kind of figure something out or defragment it. And when it keeps changing up on us and we can't predict it, but I want you to expect the unexpected. Expect that it will be different. If there's any expectation you're going to have, it's, wow, this is probably going to be different every time. Is that, yeah, I know. And I don't get to predict it for you. People are like, how will I know? And I'm like, I don't know. So usually my antidote to that is, I don't know the inner workings of your mind. I have no idea what's in there. I don't know what you've put in there. I don't know what life's put in there. I don't know what images you've taken in through imagery. TV, movies, things like that. So I can't ever predict that for you, and that's also why I can't ever predict how long it will take for you to get the maximum effects. So I can tell you protocol, and I can tell you what's been studied, and then what, maybe would work for you. But we really try to stay client-centered here. So I'm not doing like a blanket broad stroke for any one person. I'm saying the first 4 weeks, we like you in twice a week to help build it up. And then the next 4 weeks, you come in once a week. And then from there, we're all sitting down and talking. Because this is you. It's you, it's your brain, it's your life, it's your symptoms, and I can't predict it. So it's not like any other mental health medication where it's like, take this and I'll see you in 90 days. Every single time I see you, we're adjusting and we're talking and we're really creating kind of this dialed in experience for you so that you get the most out of this. So that's another thing to expect. When you come in, you're going to be filling out a PHQ-9 as well as a medical health questionnaire, just so that we're staying on track. Sometimes people forget things. You've changed your medication, that might be relevant. You had a fall or something happen, you got a car accident, that might be relevant. So every single time I see you, I want updated information. We're checking on your mental health, doing a screening so that we can also track over time where we're at. Are we making progress? Are the numbers going down? Are they changing? Are they going up? Did you have a significant life event that made it spike again? Do we need to increase our sessions for a short period of time to get you through that hump? So just please expect that we're here for you. We're going to be in constant conversation with you so that you're having the experience that's tailored to what's going to benefit you the most. Yeah. So on Wednesday evenings, we also do an integration group. This is really, really important. So you're coming to treatment and you're doing your work, which I am here the whole time you ever need me. You just hit that button and I'm by your side. Something big comes up, you have big emotions, maybe you even kind of freak out a little bit, I'm there. I will ground you, I will talk to you, I will even, sometimes I just sit on the floor right next to you, just to make sure you're okay. But I do have a minimally invasive approach, meaning I trust this medicine is working with you and that you need less of me in that moment and more of just being present to what's happening. And I'm just there, I like to say kind of like the bumpers to a bowling alley, just to kind of bounce off of, but I'm definitely not here to be intrusive or pull you out or try to keep you engaged. Talking can be hard, formulating sentences can be hard. And I don't want you to. Like, that part of your brain is actually asleep, your executive function, for a good reason. And that's why the trauma work that you're doing in here doesn't hurt. It doesn't feel the same as when we're attacked and acute and associated, because we get a little break from that and we can really see things differently, which is where so much of this beautiful healing comes in. But on Wednesdays, the integration group is so valuable. So this is where you come, you drive yourself, there's no medication involved, and we talk. And we talk as a group and we share our experiences, and sometimes we have topics, and sometimes, it gets emotional, and sometimes, but we're here to support each other, we're here to learn from each other, we're here to teach each other, because that's always what we're doing. It's always an exchange. We always grow faster in a group setting, so our classrooms aren't one-on-one, because we can accelerate learning when we learn together. It's called social learning, and there's lots of evidence and studies around that. So we're doing that together. The half hour before group, we have a meditation with live crystal sound healing bowls, gongs, drums, chimes. And this is all meant to get you back in alignment with your central nervous system, to remember what it feels like to be regulated, to move and realign energies through vibration, which there's lots of evidence on that and science behind that too, that I'd be happy to share if anybody's interested. But also to learn how to meditate. So this is a holistic clinic. Yes, we provide ketamine treatments, but we provide so much more than that, right? So I really want to paint this umbrella for your whole life of how can I increase all the areas where you're deficient. And, right, so I'm not just treating this, we're lifting you up as a human being so that you can accelerate and grow even faster. And meditation is part of that. Having a supportive environment is part of that. Meeting other people that are struggling and doing their own healing work is mind-blowing, right? So we're all in the room with people doing the same things with the same goals, and we lean on each other and we learn from each other and we share with each other. And we can build those relationships too, which have been already invaluable to this clinic. So that's a bit of what to expect. I covered pretty much all the territory I need to. You do need a driver the day of, and you cannot drive the whole rest of the night. You are altered. You will most likely just be tired. So I usually say, because you haven't eaten all day, eat a snack, go to sleep. And then the rule is, if you wouldn't do it with a 5-year-old sitting next to you, don't do it. So that means I'm watching the kind of movies or TV I'm watching to relax to. I'm keeping things mild. If I wouldn't want a 5-year-old to be exposed to it, I'm wide open after a ketamine session, right? And so we really want to be careful. We just moved all this energy out. We want to be really mindful of what we're putting back in. Okay, so our minds are these beautiful like gardens, right? But we have to plant the right things. So much of this experience that you guys are about to take is pruning. We're just like pulling the weeds of all the stuff that isn't working that you don't want. So we want to plant the right seeds for what you do. We don't want to continue doing the same things and then expecting different results. Einstein said that's insanity, but we all like to be insane. So I'm going to try to say, like, let's move the needle forward on that one, and let's really try to do something different. So outside of that, you'll probably be tired, so you're going to eat something, put on comedy only, or cartoons, or something light, and then we're going to sleep. And usually you sleep really good. And then the next day, you might feel a little tired. Some people do, some people don't. To be expected. I'm a big fan of don't underestimate the power of this medicine and the healing that you're doing, even though it's not hard and it doesn't hurt. So we're really taught, especially in the therapeutic communities, right? We're not taught this, but it's kind of implied that healing is hard and it's long and it hurts, you know? And that's a big turnoff for a lot of people. That's why a lot of people are like, no thanks. This isn't that. But don't underestimate what's actually happening for you, for your brain, for your emotions, for your body, for your nervous system. So rest is acceptable. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to even be tired the next day, because you're restoring and you're healing. And if I had a cold or the flu, it would be completely natural and normal to sleep the next day. Considering this similar to that. Okay, so we're getting transportation. They do need to come into the office and sign you out. So I need a physical person coming in and writing down that they took you. Number one, if you drive yourself home, walk home, ride a bike home, that's terms for immediate release, and you won't be invited back, because that puts you in danger and us in danger and other people out there in danger. Because if you trip and fall, it may have nothing to do with the experience, but loose correlations can mean, you know, bad things. So that is a rule we shall not break. So I want a physical person in. We usually build relationships with your rides too, which is really cool. We all look forward to seeing each other and meet new people. And they sign you out, and then you go do some self-care, and then we see you later on that week. Okay. So one last thing I'm going to cover is we do have journals that we hand out. I wrote it. It's not a Nobel Peace Prize winner, okay? It's not adjust expectations. But it tells you enough of what to expect, what to do, a little bit of history, how to prepare, some breathing and grounding exercises, and then in the back it has journal prompts. And I'd really like you to journal the best of your ability. You're not going to be able to capture everything in words, but we can kind of do like a scale of 1 to 10, or just like good, medium, bad, or any specific themes or events or memories. The more you document this, the more we get to use this, because my goal is that we're not just having a treatment, we're extracting all of the information to help you heal even faster. So I like to use everything productively, right? I want everything to be usable for you to move on. So that's another piece of that integration. Okay, well, I look forward to you guys joining and being part of this. And I'll go ahead and take questions in a second here. So for those of you at home, thanks for watching, and I hope this was informative.